I swear the Raiders are trying to make us panic as much as possible, or they just like making us all miserable. I mean, that's just either if you're a Vikings or Raiders fan like me, you're just used to not being happy and used to losing. But hey, overall the Raiders got a big time upset over the Kansas City Chiefs and still in contention in the AFC playoff race. So overall, a couple of different things to go out and to go over in our latest edition of Standouts and Fizzouts, because everybody's got their own edition of it. Winners and losers, risers and fallers. Ours is Standouts and Fizzouts because players that stood out and players that fizzled out because of pop. Yes, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it needs to replace all water. Yes, that's how much we love pop. It means everything to us. But hey, in the comment section down below, let us know what kind of pop you drink. Is it Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Diet Dr. Thunder? Whatever it is, let us know what kind of pop you guys drink in the comment section down below. But now, we're going to cover our standouts and fizzouts for the Raiders' win over the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's jump right into it. So you really can't talk about this performance without talking about Jack Jones. I mean, this defense has been balling out over the last couple of weeks. Jack Jones has been a major reason for that. He had another pick six, which is 2 pick sixes in as many weeks. He has been a big-time leader in the secondary, and he continues to absolutely ball out and do some big-time stuff for your defense. Overall, Jack Jones has been a very welcome addition. Robert Spillane, 11 tackles, tied for the team lead, just continuing to be the man in the middle out there, and he just continues to always impress me. Malcolm Kuntz, 3 sacks. He's got 7 this season. Has been a welcome addition to being that second-tier guy behind Max Crosby. But like I said, 7 sacks, second on the team right now. He is getting it done in a contract year. The former Buffalo product, Bilo Nichols. So he's the guy that shows up and gets an A on a project, even though he really didn't do much. I'm totally kidding. Overall, he got that scoop and score that really gave the Raiders a lot of momentum before Jack Jones scored the first defensive touchdown. There was 2 defensive touchdowns basically scored back-to-back there for the Raiders. And then you had Adam Butler, who had that strip sack of Mahomes that forced the touchdown or gave Bilo Nichols the ability to score that touchdown. You also had Zamir White, who, in my mind, really did seal the game for there at the end there for the Raiders. Finished with 22 carries, 145 yards, 6.6 yards per carry. The offensive line did great work. We'll get into them in just a second. But hey, Zamir White ran the ball very well in Josh Jacobs' absence. Jacoby Myers, now this passing game for the Raiders was relatively inert. 3 for 42 was Jacoby Myers, and he was the leading receiver. But overall, he did enough to really get the Raiders in a lot of key positions to be able to put some points on the board. The running game, like we talked about, it wasn't even just Zamir White. Amir Abdullah, also had a couple of big-time carries. Trey Tucker had a carry for 5 yards. This offensive line kept Aiden O'Connell up for the most part, and it also got some really good things done on the ground game as well. As far as the offensive line goes, I was pretty stoked about it. Meek Robertson made a great play in the secondary there that really would have erased, a Chiefs touchdown and gave them a lot more momentum, so he made a tremendous play on the ball there. Again, this defensive secondary did some really good things. Nate Hobbs, we'll get into him in just a second, but Divine Diablo, again, him and Robert Spillane in the middle there have done wonders for this Raiders defense. He's done great things in a contract year. I am very pleased with how he's done. Max Crosby, I know he didn't do a lot in terms of the stat box, but he is just such a leader for this defense, and the things he does for your defense, you cannot measure just with a stat box alone. He brings you so much heart, and he brings you an attitude that you're not going to get with anybody else. As far as fizzouts, this offense didn't score a single touchdown, not a single one, so that was frustrating, and especially considering the fact you were in the red zone a couple of times. You got to make sure that you take advantage of those particular scenarios, especially when you're going to go play playoff football, which it looks like the Raiders, they got a shot to do. Aiden O'Connell, horrible. 9 of 21 for 62 yards. That is not a playoff quarterback type play, but he also didn't turn the ball over. That was big time stuff for the Raiders. So it's not a complete F. I would give him a D because you've got to be able to complete passes. You got to be able to do some different stuff there. But when your when your running game is going, your defense is playing like it is, you can't be that mad about it. Nate Hobbs as a whole, man, I mean, you talk about his missed tackle on Clyde Edwards-Helaire that ultimately led to the Chiefs being able to score another red zone touchdown there. Also, he missed that the play there on that Watson touchdown. I mean, just that was rough. So bad day for Nate Hobbs. He'll bounce back. He'll be fine. Jack Jones over pursuing on that Richie James catch that set up that second Chiefs touchdown. I mean, I know that if he would have made the play there, it would have still put them in field goal position, but it's a lot easier to battle from a field goal perspective as opposed to a red zone perspective. Janarius Robinson also missed outside contain on that Clyde Edwards-Helaire touchdown run, but hey, we're not going to fault him. He's done some really good things for this defense. This defense, I have no problem with. My main concern is How is this team going to look when it goes and plays a playoff team? How is this team, if it does in fact make the playoffs, can it complete passes? Can it sustain drives? Will it rely too much heavily on the run game? Those are some big things that I'm going to be looking for. But overall, a win is a win. You beat your rivals, and you are one step closer to making the playoffs after you fire a head coach and general manager. So things seem to be going right for the Las Vegas Raiders at this point. But hey, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. All that wonderful stuff. Let us know what kind of pop you guys drink in the comment section down below. Is it Coke, Pepsi, Diet, Dr. Thunder, Mountain Dew? No matter what it is, let us know, you guys. But overall, enjoy the Raiders win over the Chiefs, and Merry Christmas.